until it was ripe, Newfoundland introduced pleased tourists to the quiet and beautiful town of St. Anthony. Situated on the northern reaches of the great northern peninsula of Newfoundland and Labrador, for a town barely noticed, St. Anthony has come a long way. Discovered by fishermen in the 1500s, it has since incorporated many changes, both in terms of its economy and social life. However, just like the other destinations on the outskirts of Newfoundland, St. Anthony's history reflects in its every corner. During our journey to the Atlantic shores of St. Anthony, we came upon a breathtaking view of a larger-than-life glacial mass. These Leviathan-sized pieces of glacier most likely sat in the Arctic waters for several years, being carved and shaped by the wave action and summer sun before drifting to the coast of Newfoundland. Here, they slowly continue their transformation into the abstract art that draw thousands of tourists from all over the world to etch into their memories a sight they will never forget. Even local residents who have been viewing bergs from their homes for all their lives cannot help to stop and observe these awesome phenomena. Many bergs slowly drift by within view from shore, but some are pulled into the bays where they discover their fate, a slow melt from early spring until July. Often, they're held hostage by the seabed when they're grounded. They remain here until the tide frees them or they shed enough weight by calving large pieces to float. A calving or floundering berg makes a thunderous sound as it displaces huge amounts of seawater. A berg also takes on endless shapes as it melts from building-sized mammoths to bergy bits. Another frequently visited tourist attraction is the Norstead Viking village. Pioneers, explorers, avid hunters, and unshakable travelers, the Vikings, embarked on this land as early as 6000 BC and remained on their Norse settlements as late as the 1800s. UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978. Though the age of the Viking is bygone, like Canada's truthful demeanor, St. Anthony fondly holds on to those memories, letting tourists know how the history of this beautiful town came to be. As if to outdo its attractions that were inspired and made by man, dolphins, icebergs, and whales adore the shores around St. Anthony, with hundreds of tourists coming every season to catch but a glimpse of these wonders of nature. Throughout the trip, one thing that remained constant was the breeze that flew in from the powerful ocean surrounding the coast. One cannot but fathom at the uncountable leagues of the earth's more commanding natural element, hence our mention of this ocean. Many of the sights that we are blessed with in this region are offerings of the Atlantic Ocean. No stranger to any human being, the world's second largest watery kingdom spans an impressive 106.4 million square miles and covers approximately one-fifth of the Earth's surface, moving entire species of fish, huge clusters of gigantic icebergs, and cradling the thousands of boats that traverse its water in the quest of livelihood. The Atlantic is both fearsome and respectable. It is also home to some of the most unique, powerful mammals in the sea, the whales. During our wondrous journey through the amazing East, we stumbled upon another unforgettable sight in a small fishing community.
This is bones of a whale. A lot of whales come very close to the shore because the fish, they come to hunt the fish, and when the low tide or the tide recedes, they get stuck on the beach and ultimately they die.
As if charting a course from the new to the old, the delegation's journey went from more recent outspoken discoveries to older ones which were quieter in context. As if to keep this momentum, the next, and for the duration of this trip, the final stop brought us closer to the origins of life on Earth. The delegation made the small, remote coastal town of Flowers Cove their final stop. In synonymy to the other places visited, Flowers Cove had its own little attraction: thromboids. Rocks to the eye at first glance, these are in fact calcium carbonate growth structures of ancient bacteria and algae, the first known organisms to inhabit this planet, dating back some 3.5 billion years. Both rock and fossil-like, these are the only thromboids in existence in this part of the world, with the only other cluster known to be in Australia. Thromboids are theorized to having thrived in warm and salty waters, touched now only by the occasional feet of visitors or the gentle undulations of the ocean that caresses them. These thromboids are only a shell of the fact that is life. Even so, their presence invokes the fascinating thought of the fragility of life and how this world is a mere visiting point before the hereafter. The delegation took this fact in stride and offered Friday prayers on these very structures. Our insight into the surroundings in Newfoundland is coming to a conclusion in this presentation. However, we would like to share our thoughts on this impressive trip of discovery and what we can expect in the near future. With its economy steadily rising and its embrace of the past seen in its hidden treasures, it is a place of both gradual progress, gratitude to the illustrious past, framed with the promise of serenity. With a fond proximity to nature and an ode to the past, it is a place whose colorful sceneries and friendly people cannot be missed. Whatever Newfoundland may be to its inhabitants, it is a lot more to the ones who come only for a visit, for its beauty and air of peace go with them, making them long to return.